Welcome to the CWC Podcast with your host, David Selby, Justin Reed, and Andy Horton.
All right, welcome to the CWC Podcast, the home for the latest news, rumors, and interviews around the sport of chuckwagon racing. I'm your host, David Selby, and I'm joined by my co-host, Justin Reed. We couldn't get Andy to come in here today because he's on a shoot, but that's okay because everybody likes the show better when it's just me and you, right, Justin?
Well, now we can talk shit about Andy since y'all talk shit about me.
Well, I mean, if you're going to miss the show.
Right.
Oh, well, I probably don't pay him enough.
No.
Well, we're going to have to work on that. Well, we're back after taking a couple weeks off, which means we have plenty to talk about. On today's show, we're going to share some news and notes from around the racing realm. We'll talk about last weekend's weigh and measure for the association, and later we will have a special guest, Michael and his wife, Cecilia Berry, who host the Cowcutter Chuckwagon Races over the first weekend of April. It was an awesome inaugural event that they hosted in 2024, and I am excited to hear what's on the menu for 2025. So stay tuned. It's all coming up on the CWC Podcast. But before we go any further, I want to bring some attention to the loss that the chuckwagon racing community just faced recently. Morgan Mitchell, daughter to Brad Mitchell, passed away at the age of 18 after 4 years of battling a traumatic brain injury that she suffered. I did tell Brad, I asked Brad if it was okay for us to kind of talk about this a little bit on the show. This is heavy. This is stuff, it's when we lose somebody in the chuckwagon racing community, everybody knows about it. This is probably not news to anybody, but we want to honor her by talking about her just a little bit. I know as a parent, words really, I'm sure that they cannot sum up at all the feelings that her family are going through right now. I can't imagine the grief or the struggles that they are facing. As a parent, I know it's hard because you just want to protect your children, and you walk that line of letting them be free and do the things that they want to do, and go out in the world and get experiences. And the world is not perfect, and accidents happen and things happen, and it's a really, really hard thing, I'm sure, for them right now. And I just want them to know that we're thinking about them and that we're praying for them, and that the whole community of chuckwagon racers and beyond is doing that. I've seen prayer groups popping up on Facebook. I hope that those guys are getting all that support. I hope that they're opening up their mobile phones and receiving all of that, because there's a lot of love and prayers for peace coming your way, guys. And I also wanted to share here on the show that this is coming out on Thursday. We're recording the night before. They are having a visitation today, Thursday, when you guys are hearing this, 5 to 8 p.m. Methodist Church, the Pleasant Hill United Methodist Church Community Life Center. That's at 1300 Lexington Road, Pleasant Hill, Missouri. So it's north of where I'm at here in Nevada, Missouri. The funeral services will be held at the same place, 10 a.m. on Friday morning, March 7th. Pastor Kevin Mannering will officiate. So I'm not going to go any deeper on the obituary that's out there. I know that everybody that knew Morgan, they know the news, they know about this, and we just want to make sure that we honor her memory. And there's nothing we can do to erase the pain of a loss like this. But if there is one thing that we can do, it's to honor her memory and relive the ride one more time with Morgan. So we're going to get memories from her final race, and we're going to show them right now. So rest in peace, Morgan. It's hard things to talk about. So, it's like, how do you segue out of that? But the best thing I could think to do is to follow it up with something happy. And I've received a piece of news this past week. It's come to my attention that we may have a new opportunity for the wagon racers in 2025 during the ACWRA race season. Jagger Pennington is going to be hosting a rooster lottery. Have you heard about this, Justin?
I've heard about it. I've just never heard of that being done before.
Well, I don't have the full scope of what it all is about, but the idea is that they're going to raise funds for the youth through, I'm calling it a raffle based on what I'm hearing. I believe Jagger will sell tickets throughout the year to raise money for the ACWRA youth division. If you were at the annual meeting, there was a little bit of controversy around some rule changes with youth, and hey, it might have sparked a little fire. And we've got a lot of people kind of banding together right now to really bolster what's happening with the youth division. And so I believe they're going to name the rooster Ray Nut. Not sure where they got that name, but they're going to be selling raffle tickets, and I believe the raffle will be actually held. The drawing will be held at the end of the year, and whoever wins will get to take the rooster home.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Yeah. So,
only in the Chuckwagon racing realm.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, I'm probably going to enter into this raffle, but I don't want to take a rooster home.
Well, you
I
can give it
can't.
to somebody.
If it comes home with me, it will be dinner for my dogs, I guess, because there's nowhere else for me to put it unless it just lives in the woods behind my house.
That might be not a bad thing. At least it give you a natural wake up call.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that and the like family of woodpeckers that live right behind our house apparently.
Oh man.
So, I love to see the initiative that people are taking with the youth division right now, and I love to see Jagger getting out there with his little rooster, and he's a little superstar, if you ask me.
That's right. Yeah,
Making moves.
I think just doing anything really to help bring in that money for the youth is going to be an incredible thing for the Chuckwagon racing world. And even if you don't want a rooster or want a chance to win a rooster, you can always just donate if you want to.
Yeah, and I look forward to seeing what happens with that. I just love the amount of variables that go into what could happen when someone wins a rooster. So,
yeah,
donate it right back to the youth. That's what I do. I hope we see a team name pop up based on all this pretty soon.
Ray Nuts Rooster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure to get over and subscribe and relive the ride at chuckwagonchannel.com. It's $11 a month or $99 a year. And the value just got so much better because we're probably going to be tracking this great story about Ray Nut the Rooster, but also because races are about to begin. We have cracked into March, and our video production team is growing. As we've shared recently, Savannah Smith is our brand new video production warrior. She will be managing social media as well as we go forward, which means we will be cranking out a lot more video goodness and at a much higher frequency. So that's exciting. And we're excited because she just moved into town and got settled in the house that she's living in now. And that was Monday that her folks, Brian and Betsy and her friend, oh man, I feel like it was Amy. I don't want to say it wrong, but I'm going to say Amy helped her move in and she's getting settled. Might not be Amy, might be Jessica. I don't really know. So yeah, thank goodness for friends. But yeah, she's getting settled and we're excited because we're going to be teeing off tomorrow with her to start onboarding and getting her set up with everything. And yeah, it's off to the races. All intended.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. It's good stuff. So what's up with you? It's been a couple weeks. We took a couple weeks off. What have you been up to?
Oh man, just I traveled that 1 week, which was just insane. But I had a good enough time. It was in southern Indiana, so it was like right on the border. I was like 5 minutes
Illinois.
from. No, I was like 5 minutes from Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
So, I mean, literally, it was. You had all the places to eat. I enjoyed a lot of food while I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of that touches Kentucky and Illinois there. Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. And then other than that, just trying to get back to the grind of things this week. And I had a lot of stuff piled up since I was gone for that 1 week. I had like 180 emails I had to catch up on that were work emails, and so
Yeah, and for those that don't know, Justin works in property management in Conway, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Well, we've had some freaking weather this week too. Like, I've talked to people in Texas, I've talked to people in Arkansas, I've talked to people in Kansas City, and everybody is getting like hurricane winds, basically, like just insane. Have you guys had any like properties blow over or anything crazy?
No, not that crazy. But we do have some property damage here at our property just from the wind. And it's just some like, siding issues and things like that. And but that's just part of it. It comes with the territory. So, how about y'all? Y'all have any property damage up there?
No, but we have like I was saying, the woods are right behind our house, and like right behind our house, you probably get 15 or 20 feet of like clearance before you're literally on the woods line. And we have these trees right behind our house that when the wind gets going, you see them moving back and forth. And especially this time of the year when there's nothing on the trees, you're like, they're all dead. They're all going to fall over. It's going to fall on my house. I just know it. And that's what I'm like looking out the back window. And our bedroom is on the back of the house. For any of you that are going to come and kill us, that's where we're located. And I'm just like, you just have those thoughts that go through your head, and you're like, the tree's going to fall on me in my sleep.
Well,
when it's blowing that hard. And, yeah, so you start going through those scenarios like, what am I going to do?
When the good Lord calls you home.
Yeah, I'm going to put my arm over Miranda and protect her. It'd be good. Save her life.
Yeah, I think it'll make it through your arm.
Yeah, no, I'm going to stop that tree.
Oh, okay.
Me in the house. I'm going to stop that tree. And that's why we want to talk about life insurance policies today, folks.
Hey, that's right.
Contact Kim Mayo, and she's going to get you set up. All right, moving on. So I guess in other news, it feels like it's been a long time, because it's like you have a week between shows too. So like, it's like you send a show out, and then you have a full week until you would shoot another one, and then you have a full week till you would shoot another one, then a full week till you shoot another one. So it's been like what, 3? It feels like it's been forever.
I will say this, that I was told to chew you out.
About what?
And I had multiple people come up to me and said they want their refund
on the Chuckwagon channel,
right? Because we haven't had podcasts consecutively the past couple of weeks, so they feel like they're not getting the content that they paid for.
True.
So yeah,
I got to give them half of their $11 back.
One person that said that was Janet Priscilla, so you can reach out to her directly. Yeah. She said
that Janet Priscilla right there.
Right. Yeah.
She's on all the shows lately, so I could see why she'd be upset. She didn't get to see herself on the wall.
That's right. That's right.
I'll have to think of a way to make up for it. Maybe we'll
do a private show.
Yeah, maybe we could have you like do a show where you're shirtless or something.
Oh no, ain't nobody want to see that.
No, me neither. I don't, and I'm not taking my shirt off. So we got to find somebody. We'll keep thinking about it. We'll keep thinking about it. Jana, we're sorry.
We'll get Peaches on here.
Yeah, Peaches for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That'll get the people going.
That's right.
Oh man, yeah, we need to do a follow-up interview with them anyways and get their take on what it was like doing the whole proposal and everything at the meeting. That was a cool moment.
That was a very cool moment.
Yeah, and we got to get him to do that shirt off thing before he actually locks it down because it's weird after he's married.
Oh, you think so? I got you.
Be part of the bachelor party.
That's right.
Just get him on the CWC podcast.
That could
All
be
right.
his bachelor party.
Well, we were gone. I think it's a good excuse. We only want to do this like once or twice a year where we miss, okay? And we went down to Perdido Key, Florida, which is kind of synonymous with Gulf Shores and Pensacola and that kind of whole area right there. And that tends to be where we frequent near the Gulf of America. And we got a good deal on an Airbnb. And we only went down there planning like 6 nights, which, we got a great deal. I don't want to say how we did it because Airbnb might like seek this out and kick these people off because of the deal that they gave us.
Yeah, they're going to pay $11 to listen to it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Airbnb is not going to know about this, but we definitely did some backdoor dealings where these people hooked us up with their place, and then we just were like, what if we stay longer? And they gave us a great deal. So if they ever hear the show, which they won't, thank you. And yeah, we took our livestock down there too, which is our 2 dogs. And they we have big dogs, okay? They're livestock.
Okay.
Captain is 150 pounds.
I mean, that's pretty.
He's a big dog. And some people know of Captain, okay? They've seen him at the national championships when he's come down there with me in the past.
Yeah.
And he's got a little bit of celebrity credit, and he didn't go this last year, so we got to get him back down there this year. But he went down there. The dogs got to see the ocean, or the Gulf of America, I guess. And they weren't supposed to do that either, but it was like almost dark, and we just like pulled over and like ran out there with him. And I got a picture of me like holding Captain up on the beach, he's 150 pounds. Okay. He's a big dog, but it was a cool memory we got to make. And yeah, we just enjoyed it. This year has been a little cooler right around this time of the year than it was last year and the year before that. I know because the weather was better down there when we were down there previously. When we took off, we got like a foot of snow here, and so we missed that. That was nice. And weather got really good towards the end of our trip, so it was good. It was much needed. It's always a good time just to spend time with the kids and just have that focused family time. So
now, do you do this every year, like around the same time?
we try to go and do something where we spend a week or longer, where part of the deal is that I'm going to be doing some work. That's part of taking like an extended trip like that to me, which to me a week or 2 is extended. Like that's a lot of time. And so I did a couple of days of work. Thank goodness we can do that. Just like we're remote right now, I can kind of pack my computer up and do some stuff. And this was right on the heels of us putting out episode 5 of the Great Wagon Race. So that got to go out. And then and then we're gone. So
well, listen, you just tell people that just like they go to the NFR, you got to go to the beach.
Yeah. Well, well, you say that, and I'm like, man, I need to go to NFR. That's on my bucket list, but it's kind of on my business bucket list at this point. I think it might be a good thing for us to make an appearance there at some point. Just hand out business cards, right?
I think I'll try to go this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll send you with a T-shirt and a hat. And
oh, no.
What?
Unless you're paying for the hotel.
I guess knowing you would probably be a very nice hotel, so I don't know. It might be out of my price range.
No, it'd only be like what is it? The
Bellagio?
Yeah, the Bellagio. That's it.
Or Caesar's Palace, or
yeah,
all the above.
Well, I would stay at the Flamingo, but they done closed that down, blew it up.
I've never been to Vegas actually, so it's like a double bucket list thing for me.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the finale? Did you watch it? Did you see it?
I did watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Really good. It's just like we were, talking before. Um, we had that really emotional episode last season, where um, you had that the empty wagon ceremony, and then you had that again on this season, this episode, and it really hit home for a lot of people. I think that are long time, Clinton goers.
Yeah.
They know Curly,
Yeah.
and so I think it's really emotional. And that shot of
Linda.
yeah. No, I was actually talking about I don't know why I can't think. Probably had too much to drink.
Linda.
But the shot of the announcer.
Danny.
Yes.
Dean.
Not Dean Holman.
Danny. Shane.
No.
The announcer. The announcer.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's Danny Newland and Dean Holman and Shane Collins.
Danny Newland. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's crying.
Yeah, and
yeah, that really emotional shot that you just get right up in there. And that was really good. And then I think that it was, it was pertinent to have that wreck in there as well, because it was such a devastating looking wreck and one of the worst that, a lot of us have seen.
It's just crazy.
And the fact that everybody came out of it, I think, really was good.
Yeah. If anybody was like badly hurt, or if a horse would have been put down or something to that effect, that wreck wouldn't it wouldn't have seen the light of day. Like, I mean, it would have through somebody's cell phone, which would have pissed me off, but which it did anyway. But that's one of those things that we ask the people involved with the wreck if it's okay for us to put that out there. If they want to give us their blessing to do that, I think that's the respectful thing to do.
Absolutely.
Before you put something out there of like them and their livestock and potentially their friends and family that are, like to just, I don't know. I don't want to just talk bad about people, because I know people don't always think these things through.
Right.
But, when you put something of that nature out there of somebody on public display, when it might have been something that they didn't, want to relive, or they didn't want to have out there, without their permission, I just want to advise people to not do that unless you do ask. But, that was one of those that, oh my gosh, there's not been many times that the air has gone out of the arena, if you will, quite like that, because of just how ugly it was.
Yeah. But what I do want to know from you is, was there an Easter egg in that last episode of what's to come?
An Easter egg.
Yeah. Is there a hint of what's to come in that last episode?
Well, it kind of feels like that, doesn't it? But you mean with the way Dapple signs off?
No.
No.
I mean the 3 divisions you covered. You kind of covered everything, but you spent a little bit extra time on one certain division. Then you went to buckboard, and then you went to classic.
Well, I do think that I feel like if we hadn't done buckboard this year, it would have been big mules.
Okay.
And part of me gets just a little bit irked by the fact that there was a 3-time repeat champion in that division.
Yeah.
And we weren't focused on it, and that's part of journalism. That's part of storytelling. And
absolutely.
and call it reality TV, is that there's going to be other stuff happening that it's like, man, if we would have focused on that, that was a great story. Although we did get a 3-time repeat champion in the buckboard, that was part of what we were doing. And I did want to honor Desperados #2, and I believe it's Desperados 2. And they, they have an incredible legacy that they're building. And, you see something like that happen and you're just like, man, they have a story to tell too. And so I think that there's going to be a lot next year. And, at the end of the episode, spoiler alert, Dapple kind of mentions how the 40th anniversary, she thinks big things are going to happen, and they are, and we're going to be there and we're going to get it.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a big year, and I don't see how we don't go into the 40th anniversary and not just kind of go a little berserk on it, because it's a big year.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, on the note of spoiler alerts, episode 5, it's a season finale. There's a lot jam-packed in there. It was longer than the other episodes. You got the big wreck in the classic. You've got a showdown between 2 great buckboard teams, and not just 2, but the story had kind of been building between 2 buckboard teams. But
Bar H really came in.
Bar H was right there, and they're right there in this runoff epic finish. It's a great inside look at how I guess, like, the emotional aspect of, like, going through this stuff, Jana, how she felt, and how B&B Farms, how they felt winning the classic. A lot of good vibes, a lot of cool things. It's satisfying for me as a storyteller to have an episode like that. So it's exciting to get feedback from people. I feel like overall it's been good. So but yeah. So the season's about to kick off for the ACWRA Loretta Lynn's spring race. The association, they just rocked out the weigh and measure at the Whiskey Ridge Ranch this last weekend. Wish I could have been there. Could not be. You were there.
I was.
How was it?
It was good. It was good. There was a lot turnout. What I'll say is this. If you didn't go to weigh and measure and you plan on measuring your ponies in for this year, or mules, just beware. With this new rule with the board and the mat, it's going to take a lot of that. Oh, there's a pocket of the ground where the hoof can go, and so it makes it where it's smaller. Look, there was people they had to turn away. There was people that they said, listen, you didn't measure in this year, and it's the same ponies and mules that these people have been measuring in. So just beware. Make sure that those the hoofs are trimmed and ready to go, and make sure there's no question about it.
And I know with the association, you can show up to the weigh and measure, and you get it one time. You get it right, you make the cut, and then you're good. You're good for the season. And that's the thing about it, is, like, I wasn't there, but I know that going into that deal, you've got to be trimmed down as low as you can go, and you've got to make the weight on your wagon and do all those things. Get it right the first time. And I had heard that there were some people that they didn't make it, or they got turned away or whatever. And the cool thing is you can come back to the weigh and measure before any of these association races. The whole reason they do this weigh and measure at Whiskey Ridge is so that you can get ahead of all that and not have to be part of a traffic jam before every single race. So
obviously they'll charge you for weighing and measuring. So just be aware of that. But other than that, you can do it at any race. They do it before the race starts. But if you don't do it on that first day, you don't get in for that race.
Yeah.
So.
I did talk to Cindy Wheeler today and kind of got her take on it. She said it was a really good turnout. She said that she feels really excited for this year. She said that there were over 100 people on the trail ride, and yeah, she had mentioned that there were a couple ponies too big. Some wagons didn't make the weight, but she said that she even said that DJ, the counterpart to Possum for Full Throttle Loca, didn't make the cut, and so which I don't know, I don't remember. She told me that they were able to come back and figure it out then, or if they got to come back and do it again later, or how that's going to work. But I don't know if you were there for that or not. But yeah, it was interesting to kind of hear that.
No, I'm pretty sure they got in, but
okay, they
yeah.
must have trimmed
But I
him
know
down.
I know Alex Slaughter with Diamond S. He had a pony that didn't measure in. But here's the thing: is that when you bring them, if they don't measure in, you still have to the next race to see if they can get measured in. Just because they don't get measured in that first time doesn't mean that you can't take them back and get measured again, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Because things happen. You may not have gotten them trimmed, whatever the case may be, but the next race you can have them measured again.
Well, let us hope that everything works out for everybody.
Yeah.
Trim them down good.
That's right.
I heard it was a good turnout though, 50 plus weigh-ins, so that's exciting. So what do you say we get into our special guests here?
Perfect.
We're going to talk to Michael and Cecilia Berry from the Cowcutter Races. Are they in the waiting room there?
They are.
All right, let's bring them in. So good to have you guys. We had a couple of technical difficulties. We've got Michael and Cecilia Berry right here, the hosts of the Cowcutter Chuckwagon Races that they have down there in Sparkman, Arkansas. It's good to have you guys back on the show. How are you guys?
We're good.
Great.
For everybody's information, editing is awesome because we just got to cut out like 25 minutes of us just facing technical difficulties on a different platform for us to actually meet and just have a conversation on the show. It just was not working at all. And so we jumped over to Google Meet, and here we are. We've got him on the show. Justin is mostly responsible for this. It's all his fault. And so just so everybody knows, it wasn't me at all. And now everything seems to be working just fine. I'm hosting the meeting now.
Well, next time I'm gonna make you do the hosting. How about that?
Well, I hope that you guys brought like a beer or something just to like get through the storm. So tell me a little bit. You sent me a video just a little bit ago, Michael, showing what the racetrack looks like right now. I got to look at it briefly, and I know you said it's really windy out here right now because just like you guys in Arkansas, up here in Missouri, and even down in Texas, from people I've talked to down there, it is just windy right now. What's it like down there?
News said they had wind gust up to 60 mile an hour here today in the state. Averaged around 30, 35 here. Wind gust here just about all, I guess, last 48 hours. Said after midnight it's supposed to taper off to 10 to 15. So
yeah, normal high wind speeds.
Right.
Well,
we have to go secure everything. It's blood all across the pasture and everywhere else, and put everything where it belongs to where it's currently at.
Yeah, man, I feel you. We fortunately at times like this don't have a whole lot of real estate that we have to worry about. It's just like just hope the tree doesn't fall over on our house. That was kind of the conversation that I was having with Justin earlier, because we live right against the woods. And as a matter of fact, if you need any additional lumber, I don't know if you guys are familiar with cutting trees down and things like that, but you're welcome to come have a couple of the ones behind my house, because I'm always afraid that it's going to fall right on me when I'm sleeping.
Yeah, it's a little bit wet right here to work, so that's normally what we do for a living.
Yep. And that was my joke. I know that that's what you guys do, but
sure.
We had you guys on the show back in November, just ahead of Thanksgiving. We were all just kind of talking about what we were thankful for at the time, and we were talking about how we were getting ready for the holidays. We've blown past that now. We've We've got a lot more happening. We've turned the corner. We're getting ready for another year of racing. You guys are about to have your second annual Cowcutter Chuckwagon Race down there in Sparkman, Arkansas, sanctioned by the ACWRA. You guys had a great turnout last year. I think it was like 70 plus teams, if I remember right.
Yes.
Everybody was happy with the racetrack and the venue. Your local community got a great wake-up call by a Chuckwagon race coming to town. How's everything shaping up for your second race?
Well, we've been working very diligently every opportunity that we have, trying to make things better and improve things. And I think last weekend we put up a little bit over half a mile of fence, so that we're trying to get it that way in case anything does, like you got a loose horse or something middle of the night or something like that. Doesn't matter. It'll be contained within fence on the property. So you may still have to go around the 150 acres to get them up, but they'll still be within fence.
Yeah.
And, that way, some things like that. We've been doing quite a bit of cleaning up, and we did a little logging here last year, so we're trying to get some of that mess cleaned up and make it look a little better. And we installed a gate up front, and different reasons and different things. Just kind of make things a little better. And we've got several vendors that have contacted us, food vendors and different stuff, and they're signing contracts, getting those in. Belt buckles are ordered. We're very happy with the way they turned out. And we've already got prizes figured out, what we're going to get, already got those ordered and stuff like that. With the youth division separating out, different things like that. They may have a little surprise this year, something that not really accustomed to, but we hope they like it. And like I said, just trying to make things better, and try to get our punch list down and see exactly what we got to have, and make sure we cross all of our T's and dot all of our I's. But then again, we can't do it by ourselves. We got basically like a board, and we get together, it seems like, every 2 or 3 days and discuss things. And then we got a group text, and I was working on a buddy of mine's log loader today, and I got back in the truck, and I had 52 text messages in that group, so I had to do a little catching up. So normally it's what I'm supposed to be doing instead of what I am doing. So we're trying to get things lined out and ready to go.
Yeah, man. So when I think about logging, I think about like cutting trees down and then you like put them in the river and you float them downstream. That's how it's done, right?
Well, not here.
A long time
A
ago.
long time ago. But yeah, it's pretty close. I mean, we actually have machines now. Insurance is too high for you to cut them by hand anymore. If you don't have a cutting machine, the insurance rate is 3 times what it is with a machine.
Yeah.
So
And the youth, this youth prize, that's kind of a surprise. It's like an internship to learn how to do all this, right?
well, we were joking and kidding our kids, that help us. We got, friends of ours, family of ours, cousins and different stuff, that comes up. My daughter's boyfriend, his friends and whatever, and I tell them, come on down, we're playing in Chuck Bucks. It says you can catch me in at the wagon races. And they're all like, what's that mean? And my father-in-law's, yep, cost you $5 to eat at my house, cost you $2 to get a drink. So come on in and spend them Chuck Bucks, boys.
Yeah. If you're gonna date my daughter, you got to get in a chuck wagon and run the race.
Right.
We need a few more teams this year. Man, that's awesome. Well, I am. So I guess for full disclosure to everybody that's listening to the show, I got to speak with these guys several weeks ago, just kind of catch up on what's going on, and you guys shared a lot of really exciting stuff. Honestly, it blew my mind, and just to know the work that you guys are putting in, and to know the ideas that you guys have for your race this year, very innovative, very fresh ideas. I just got to tell everybody, don't underestimate what a new race is doing, what they're doing in a small town. I love it. I love the ideas that you guys shared with me. I'm going to ask you straight up, and you don't have to share everything if you don't want to. If you got surprises and tricks up your sleeve, whatever you got to do. But this is a great opportunity to share some of those ideas. Anything that you guys want to share about what we may be expecting from the 2025 edition of the Cowcutter Chuckwagon Race?
So one of the things that we come up with is we want to do a barrel race using chuck wagons. So
Yeah.
so we want to run 2 teams at a time. You'll have your own 6 barrels. Your own, it'll be the same starting line, same finish line. The only rules is you got to have a driver and a cook. So you have to have your horses, your wagon, driver, and cook. Bring what you brought, call your buddy out, do a cash pot. We've got a flyer that should be out any day. We're going to put out, I think we're going to do $25 entry fee to a team. Winner take all.
It's awesome.
That
And
is pretty awesome.
And so you can run. When you guys told me this, it got me really amped up. So you can run whatever you run, what you brung.
Right.
So to clarify, you can pull whatever you want as long as does it have to have 4 wheels? Is that kind of the idea?
We
don't care.
We don't really care.
Run what
You
you
can go
brung.
on 3 if you need to.
Right. I mean,
And do you
we
have to run
understand-
behind horses and mules, or can it be whatever you brung?
Well, we feel like it'd only be fair if you brought, horses and mules.
Yeah,
really
it might
think
just.
I don't
Might-
know. It'd be kind of funny to see some of them guys get out there and they're like calling the wagon.
Right.
I love it. I think it's a great idea. I think it's going to be great entertainment. I'm excited for that. And then as far as the placement of where that will be on the entertainment schedule, would that be following the races, or what was the thinking there?
An hour after the races.
Hour
on
after the
Saturday.
races on Saturday.
Yep. Go get good and liquored up and get your stuff up there to the starting line. Let's go.
Yes.
Right.
That should be a lot of fun.
That's going to be fantastic. I just love it. Yeah, we could talk about that for the whole rest of the show, but I think so. I'll just and it's around hay bales.
That's the plan. We got regular barrels and we got hay barrels. And if they figure for some odd reason that a hay bale is not safe enough or whatever, we can supplement a barrel instead. But we thought it'd be pretty cool to use a hay bale.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's great, and I'm excited to see what we learn from it too, and how this sport that you guys have created, what it's going to evolve into. I hope, with it being an early event, I hope somebody copycats it and we see this happen more. I think it's great. You guys are going to be trendsetters early in the season. So what else you guys got up your sleeve? Anything else you want to share? Anything else that you're kind of thinking about new this year? Any changes with the track or anything like that?
Well, we've opened it up more and cleared it off wider. So, last year we kind of had a little bit of a crown to a hill there where you couldn't see as much on the backside as what you wanted to. So we've addressed all those issues, and we'll be able to move the track further north towards the gravel road. But then again, ACWRA normally sets the track. I know that they requested a staging area, that way your wagons can line up and different things. And we got some ideas about that, about what we think will work, and just make sure that's going to work with them. And we'll be getting with them and usually try to get with them a couple weeks prior to the race. That way they can come kind of map things out. That way you don't have anybody that wants to camp or park in the wrong spot or different things like that. And we've already had some people contact us like, hey, can I go ahead and bring my camper down and come look? Like, sure, we're here just about every weekend and every afternoon. You can normally catch us after 4 or 5 o'clock, and somebody will be around the place. And but we're looking forward to a successful race, a fast race. Just know that it's good ground. It's a good spot. It's where we cut our hay out every year, so it's not going to have a whole bunch of holes or dips or valleys or any of that. So there is clover coming up. There is oats coming up and different stuff that we normally have pop up every year. So, but like I said, it's be a good place and a good time. We've already got entertainment booked and different things, so it'll be a little something for everybody. I know the goat roping is coming back this year. Everybody really liked the band Roots and Revolt that we had last year that played on Saturday night. They're coming back this year.
Bigger and better.
Bigger and better. Instead of a 2-man show, it's going to be a bigger show than what it is. And he came to us last year and said that he had a really, really good time. He was just disappointed that he didn't get to play at least 100 songs. So he said,
man.
this year I promise to play as many as y'all will let me play.
That's fantastic. How late were you out with that stuff last year, Michael?
I usually don't sleep much anyway, so I think I woke up Thursday morning and just made rounds, this and
Saturday
that.
night is when you finally went to bed.
And then Saturday
he's still hung over from it. That's what happened. Yeah. Well, I just wondered because I know I had scheduled an interview with you guys that following morning, and it was on your property actually, and it just seemed like you couldn't figure out where I was at.
Right.
You might want to do that at the beginning this year instead of at the end.
Yeah, well, we learn from every event, and hey, but you know what? It was a great event. I was tickled to death by how good it went. I'm tickled to death by the stuff you guys are coming up with for this year, and it's going to be great. I know you guys mentioned something about a food truck. Are you guys bringing in a little bit more vendor action this year? How's Vendor Row looking?
Vendors, not so much. Food trucks, they're looking really good. I think we're up to about 10 this year. One of them actual being one of our local churches here. They're gonna do breakfast and barbecue, I think. And then we have, I think, a coffee truck that's coming.
Oh, cool.
And specialty hot dogs. What else? The ice cream truck is coming back. Now that was a hit from last year. And there were several more but those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head. So, but as
That's
far
awesome.
as we want them to support everyone, but we really hope that everybody gets out and supports the church that's coming in with breakfast, because it supports a live nativity scene that they do here at Christmas time, and it's an area thing, so we encourage everybody to go have breakfast with them.
Yeah, love that. Love we can get all three meals of the day, or the fourth meal for some of us like Michael that stay out too late. And so
Absolutely.
So don't come too prepared, everybody. Just know there's going to be a new event. We're going to have the first ever Chuckwagon barrel racing, to my knowledge, and it's going to be racing around hay bales. You will need a cook and a driver. Run what you brung, as Michael said. That is very exciting. I think it's going to be a really, really good event this year. We'll be crossing our fingers for good weather. So before we let you guys go, is there anything that you, a lasting note or a lasting message that you want to send to the listeners, the Chuckwagon racers, and the community before we let you go tonight?
So we're pretty easy to get to here. I mean, we're 2 miles from town. Yes, we do have a Dollar General's gas station. There's another fuel stop. You need diesel fuel, off-road fuel, just right down the road here, about 10, 11 miles. I've had a few people ask about a trail ride. Yes, we're going to have a trail ride. We're going to leave here. We're going to go up the gravel road about a quarter of a mile. You're going to cut through the woods and go through an old tram. What that means, that's where the railroad used to run years ago. So you'll cut out through the tram, just make a loop, come in the backside of town and back to our place. We've already got permission from all the landowners down that way to have that. We've got our preacher, Brother Kevin, Roping for Christ Cowboy Ministries. You can find him on Facebook. He's going to help with the trail ride, so he'd be more than happy to come down here and lead through and guide people and hopefully lead a few people to Jesus along the way. And we'll also have that service, Sunday morning. Goat roping. Goat roping's coming back again this year. I know that I've seen people still goat roping at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, having a great time. So, but we just want it to grow and kind of just show everybody just kind of our little piece of heaven here. I mean, we take pride in where we live and what we do and what we believe in, and that's something that you don't have to look hard or ask very much, and you'll be able to see the way we feel about things, and the love we show for others, and things like that.
Awesome.
Love it. You guys are just good hosts, and we appreciate you. Thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for sharing your experience with everybody that's going to come down to the Cowcutter races this year. I know I'm excited to get there. Justin will be snapping the pistol on the starting line, to my knowledge, right, Justin? You'll be there? No, he won't be there. Fine. He'll just be me. He's probably got something work related, but I'm excited to be there, and it's going to be a good time. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for being patient and getting through kind of the technical difficulties there. I guess that's part of it. But yeah, I'm excited to celebrate with you guys at another Cowcutter event.
So if we've got a couple more things that we're not going to announce that might possibly come to fruition, and we'll see how that goes. So might be a little interesting. A couple of things that was brought to us last weekend that if we can make happen. So we'll see how that works too.
Watch the Facebook page.
Okay, watch the Facebook page.
Yeah, we got a Cowcutter Facebook page, and then I'm Michael Berry, and my wife here is Cecilia Berry, and like I said, you'll see all kind of flyers pop up and show up, and we just asked you to share them along, and I hope we have 100 teams this year. Really, I do.
Yeah.
We got enough room to accommodate that many people, and just set the standard for the year, and let every track have a successful year, and be able to, have more friends, and invite people that's never been. I know that we've had 10 or 12 people who have said they've never heard of such. We've had to show them videos and different things like that, and so they will most definitely be here to see that.
Heck yeah, man. It's
well,
awesome.
even though I won't be here, I wish y'all the best luck in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Right on, guys. Well, thanks for being on the show. Have a great night. We will be we'll be letting the people know what's going on. We'll be watching the Facebook page. We're excited to be there.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you.
All right. See y'all.
See
All
ya.
right, bye.
It's awesome. Yeah, they're gonna have a good show. What'd you think?
I wish I wasn't. Wish I wasn't gonna miss it.
Yeah, man.
It sounds really good. Like, man, I've never heard of Chuckwagon barrel racing, but
Yeah,
it
they
should
told me
be.
they told me about that whenever I talked to them a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Whoa, that's gonna be fun to watch." I mean, I'm not gonna even try to get caught up in the competitive aspect of it, like what's fair. I'm just excited to see people out there running around hay bales trying to do a barrel race with a wagon and a team, and
Oh yeah.
and I think within the fun idea, I just get the feeling there's going to be even a little bit more competitive innovation that comes about because of it. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's always a pleasure to see these hosts of these events and see what what they're fired up about. And these guys are not out there just looking at everybody else thinking like, what do we have to do to be like them? They're like, what do we want to do? What do
Yeah.
we want to do to be like us? And like, what can we come up with that'll just be fun? Like, they're just true, genuinely good hosts. And you get that from the experience of going there, but you get to see it in an interview like that too, and
Yeah.
so I just recommend you just go and experience what they're doing at Cowcutter. They're great hosts. They're going to make sure that they take care of you as well as they can. They'll give you the shirt off their back, literally, if you'd ask them to when you're at their event. And the town, there was a little bit of a shell shock thing last year. It was just like, wait, what just hit our little tiny town? We just, we're running out of supplies at the DG and the convenience store and things like that. And I just know that they're going to be ready this year. So, but right on, man. Well, we're going to wrap it up here. And once again, make sure you guys subscribe and relive the ride at chuckwagonchannel.com. Have a wonderful weekend. And thanks for tuning in and supporting what we do. And we will see you out on the track.
Thanks for listening to the CWC podcast.